This is Future Smart. Future Smart is a web-based learning course created for students in 6th through 8th grade. And this course was designed to provide students with personal finance education. This course teaches students to effectively manage their finances, make sound decisions, and think about their own financial future. We use a story-based narrative approach here, and the student plays the mayor of a town, and they help the local citizens of the town make real-life personal finance decisions. So the course starts out with module 1 here. There's 7 modules in total. Each lasts about 20 to 25 minutes. And the first module focuses on initiating the student as the mayor and asking them to reflect on their own personal financial values before they get started. So this first activity here has the student think about what matters the most to them. So looking at this list of cards, I think I'm interested in saving for retirement, spending time with my friends, and buying my first car. So the student can set these values here, and after they go through the course, they'll actually return to these later to see if they still apply as they go through. Then I will jump ahead here to this page where the student will put their name in here, and the town is called Townville, but they can rename it to whatever they want. So I'll just keep it as Townville for this example. And then after they set the name of their town, they can pick out an avatar. So we have a handful of characters that they can choose from. I'll select this as my avatar, and now I'm the mayor. So I will jump back to the home screen real quick. So now that I have my avatar set up, I can start working through these modules and helping out the citizens with their financial situations. So just to give you an overview first, we have the first module here follows a character named David. David is a preteen who has been saving up his allowance to update his bedroom from a kid's room to a teen room. So you help him make his budget, you help him go shopping at the mall, and make good decisions about the best value to upgrade what's in his room. Module 3 follows a college student named Trevor who's trying to save up for a summer trip with his friends. So you help him pick out a summer job and then make decisions along the way about when to spend and when to save. And this module also covers payment methods. So when to use credit cards, when to use debit cards, and when to use cash. This module follows a high school sophomore named Sydney, who is trying to plan for college and looking for ways to lower the cost of college. So how can she lower her tuition? What should she major in? What classes should she take to put her in the best position for success as she starts thinking about college? Module 5 focuses on Mia, who is a small business owner who has just opened a pet store, and she's looking to grow her business and make it a success. Module 6 follows a character named Chris, who goes on a virtual reality life simulation. He's in his 20s and he's thinking about the future, so it goes through the whole span of his life, from buying his first car to buying his first house to getting married and having kids and seeing how that affects his finances, and also investing in the stock market and putting away money for retirement, and just kind of seeing all the financial decisions that might happen in one's life. So after the student plays through these modules, they have a chance to return to themselves, so build their own financial blueprint. They can re-examine the values that they set in the first module and go through a series of exercises to map out how they can help themselves be set up for financial success. So now I will show you some of these modules and show you some of the exercises that the student goes through while they're playing. So we'll start with Trevor here. So Trevor's trying to plan a summer trip with his friends before they all go back to college. He's starting to think about where to go. So let's see. I will jump ahead here. There's some pre-assessment questions So we'll jump ahead here where you're trying to help him figure out where he should go. So we have Miami, New York, and Hollywood, and it doesn't really matter. You can select whichever one for him. So we'll choose Miami. And then you can see in this corner here, there's a happiness meter. So throughout the module, based on the decisions you make, Trevor will be happy or sad. And your goal is to get him as happy as possible by making the smart decisions. So he just got a little bit sad because he saw that he has to save up $400 for his trip. But now he has his budget and you can help him get on track for that. So he has sent out some job applications, he's interviewed, and here are his 2 job offers. So you can help decide if he should do a tutoring program for $9 an hour or a restaurant host for $6 an hour plus tip. We'll choose restaurant host and then continue on. Then as the module continues, he starts working and he's going to get his paycheck soon, but it hasn't arrived yet. So he has to make do with the money that he has in his checking account already. So we get to look in his wallet. We see that he has a debit card, he has some cash on hand, and he also has a credit card to charge things if he needs to before his paycheck comes. And these are just little helpful tips that come up along the way. And so now we have all the payment methods. We can see a meter here of what Trevor has in his accounts, and certain decisions come up. So it's week 1. It's his first week of work. How should he get there? So he can drive for $25 each week in gas, or he can take the bus. So we'll choose to take the bus and we'll pay with his debit card. And so I get some feedback on my decision that, he's saving $10 extra a week, which is great. Next decision is I need to buy a uniform, no getting around it. So I will just put it on my credit card until my first paycheck comes. It's the first week of work. Trevor's coworkers all decide to go out. What should he do? So I'm going to be frugal here and he'll eat his packed lunch. Then he's going to the movies with his friends. I'll have him pay in cash. And he's out there and he smells that fresh popcorn, but I'll have him skip this so that he can save up. So the module continues on like this with various decisions, figuring out what your payment methods are. If you put too much in your credit card bill and that bill comes in later, it affects his trip. So at the end of the module, you can see if you succeeded. You see him getting on the plane with his friends for his trip. And in this instance, I didn't play through everything, so he doesn't have enough money to save up. He doesn't have enough money saved up to participate in all the trip activities with his friends, but if you make smart decisions, you see him in this scene having fun and enjoying the trip with his friends. So this is one example of a module. I will show you another one here. This is growing a business where we're following this character, Mia. So Mia has just opened a pet store in town called Forget Me Not. She is selling the pet basics, but she wants to grow her money so that she can grow her business. So here we see we're in her pet store, but she doesn't have very many products. She doesn't have any customers in. So we're going to help her improve her store. We start out by taking a look at her profit and loss statement. And here the student can do a drag and drop activity where they have to figure out what column is which. So we're going to figure out which one is her revenue and what that means. What are her fixed expenses? What are her variable expenses? And then ultimately, what is her profit and loss? So then the student has to do some calculations on what her profit is based on this. So they're kind of learning about how to manage a budget here. And then I will jump ahead here. So certain things happen in the store, and we get to look at how Mia's store went over the course of the year. and you made some smart decisions and you help her save up some money. So we're going to decide what she should save up for. So we can save up for a Photo Magic 5000, a pet photo booth, or a Turbo Engraver Plus to get tags for the pets. So we'll choose the Photo Magic here. And so because she saved up this money and she was able to purchase this item, she has some customers and her store is starting to fill out. Then we decide what do we want to save up for next. I'll do the exotic fish section. So this module also covers information about banking. So the bank rep has emailed Mia asking her to come in. So now that we are at the bank, we meet our bank rep here, and he's going to show me my savings account statement, what my current balance is, and I can see that I have a 1% compounded monthly interest rate. And so now we learn a little bit about why the interest is higher than expected. So we learn about compound interest and simple interest and the difference between them. So there's a bit of information in this module about banking. And then we can jump to the final page here where we're looking at her interest earned. We put some money into a CD for her. We put some money in a savings, and because of the interest that she's earned, she is able to get that exotic fish section, and her store is doing really well. So you've helped her reach her goals. All right, so now we've helped Mia out. We can navigate back to the home page here. So those are just two examples of the modules in this course, and after the user goes through all of these, they can have the opportunity to build their own blueprint. So I first get some message that the town is in great shape thanks to me. I've helped people make all kinds of financial decisions, and now I can start working on my own blueprint. So we use this blueprint art so that they can kind of map out the different steps along the way, and it starts out by reflecting on those values from the beginning. So they can change these if they want based on what they've learned, or they can keep them the same as before. And so as they answer the different sections, their blueprint starts to fill out. They can build their career plan here where they can click on different skills that they're interested in and pick out different careers that might be a good fit based on their interests. So I'll choose this job here. These are some examples of maybe work preferences, so I can think about what these things are and if I'd be interested in this in my career. Based on my career choices, it tells me what kind of education I would need, what the education and training would cost. And so I won't go through all of these sections, but it kind of goes through your personal values, your career, your education, how much money you need to save up, kind of what your life plan is. So at the end, they have this all mapped out and something they can use as a guide going forward. So this is Future Smart.